Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 6 o'clock. Pursuant to the Governor Baker's March 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL chapter 38, section 18, and Governor Healy's March 29, 2023 revised order extending remote participation by all members in any meeting of a public body. This meeting of the select board will be conducted both in person and via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and the parties with a right and a requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the town's website. Committee members and members of the public may attend this meeting in person or remotely. Instructions for remote access can be found on the top of the agenda. Every effort will be made to ensure that those attending remotely can access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Pursuant to NGL 7C 38, section 20F, after notifying the chair of a public body, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session or meeting of a public body, may transmit the meeting through any medium. Beginning the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of any such recordings. This meeting is being recorded by the Berkshire Edge, Berkshire Eagle, CTSB, the town of Great Barrington. Any member of the public wishing to speak at the meeting must receive permission of the chair. Listing of agenda items are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed. Other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. Select board's announcement and statements. Ben?
I just want to give a quick thank you to Erin from the Boston Globe for her article about Houstonic Waterworks that ran last week. It was great to see it on the front page of the Boston Globe. Very exciting. Hopefully it helps continue to raise awareness of the ongoing issues.
Agreed. Roger.
Well, nothing, thank you.
Eric?
This coming Saturday, we have the farmer's market at the Hoosie Dome in Housatonic from 10 to 2. Always good time to get the fresh produce and to talk with your neighbors.
Thank you. We have minutes from February 24th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'm gonna recuse myself because I was not at this meeting.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, 1 recused. I'm gonna move the agenda around a little bit tonight. Kate, you want to talk about the public hearings? Do you want to talk about statements? Darla, do you want to make a statement first about the public hearing?
Is there anything?
Well, you gotta say it. That's.
I need to recuse myself.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
So based on that recusal, and we asked for a postponement of the public hearing. Is it officially open?
We didn't open it, so.
Okay,
You know,
do you want to, if you open the public hearing and then you want to, postpone it to a time certain? So that that the application stays valid, stays open, is that the,
That can be done, or you can request just to open it at a date certain.
does the timing make a difference for you for having to, if we open it, are you guys on the clock for a timeline to give an answer?
No,
Okay, so why don't we open the public hearing? And then why don't we pick a date certain? And then if we need a further postponement, we can do that as well at that time.
So one question, and I don't.
Sure.
If we open the public hearing and it's a different board, does that make a difference? I mean, it's a different composition of the board because we're gonna.
It doesn't make a difference for us, and since we haven't given any testimony, I don't think it would go backwards at all. It doesn't bother us since we don't have enough people to move forward right now.
I would just, if you're open, if you're open to it, to just request starting the public hearing at a different.
At a different time, that's fine, then we
Yeah,
don't have to open and
I
then,
don't think there's any reason to open it now. It's been properly noticed and advertised. People who wanted to come have been noticed,
okay.
come here at 6. And you can just request to
can we request not to kick it out as long as we think we may have to in case there's a workaround?
It's up to you and the board to select a date.
Okay, so,
You can
Chair,
request
Diana,
another continuance
I
if
think-
need be.
I think we should, put it out to allow us to determine if we have any options other than wait till May.
Okay, so I mean, it's very simple, if you're willing to do that. Does 2 weeks give you enough time or a month?
Why don't you give us, some, not next meeting, the meeting after, which would be,
The 14th of April.
okay, I think April 14th would be good. And then we can request a further extension at that time if need be.
Okay, so I'll take a motion to move the agenda item till April 14th at 6 P M at the town hall.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Just do a roll call. Okay, Ben.
Aye.
Eric.
Aye.
And I. So,
Great, thank you.
yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Next is annual license renewals for White, and it's, well, who's kind of what, do you have anything for that?
Nothing to add for Houstonic Waterworks. The board hasn't met in executive session in a couple weeks.
Can we have discussion in the hallway, please, if we're gonna have discussion? Thank you.
Okay,
Go
can I
ahead.
ask you a question, please?
Yes,
So the public hearing, is that for the 20 unit?
yes,
Okay, so that's what's postponed.
it is postponed,
Okay.
correct. Sorry if I wasn't clear. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll give a little better explanation, just
Yeah.
is that because we only are a 4-member board. And a public hearing needs, a special permit needs 4 positive votes to move ahead.
Gotcha.
So when a member recuses themselves, we don't have 4 positive, we don't have 4 votes.
Gotcha.
So we have 3 votes, whether negative or positive. So Kate's gonna look into other things she can do, or otherwise it'll be after the town election. Okay,
We'll see you next time.
okay, thank you. Okay, next is the annual license renewal for Barrington Country Club. 46 West Sheffield Road. Do I have the first motion first?
I make a motion for the Wyanton Country Club at 46 West Sheffield Road, Great Barrington, for an all alcohol beverages on premises for a seasonal club.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, next.
I make a motion for annual license renewals for Wyanton Country Club at 46 West Sheffield Road, Great Barrington, for a common vicular.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Third.
Annual license renewal for a weekday entertainment license for Wyanton Country Club, 46 West Sheffield Road, Great Barrington.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. 5B, which is the St. Peter's Craft Fair, they've asked us to move it to March 24th, which is fine. Next is the application for a 1-day all alcohol license Railroad Street Youth Project for 2025 Culinary Arts Celebration fundraiser 52 Castle Street, Saturday, May 17th, from 5:30 to 8:30. Thank you. So, Andrew, do you want to just give a little shout out of what this is about?
Yeah, I sure can. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, so, yep, this is our annual fundraising event. We do this every year. This year will be held at 52 Castle Street. It'll be about 200 guests. It's our largest fundraising event of the year. So, it's near and dear to our hearts, and we're excited to do it again, hopefully.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion for a one-day all alcohol license for Railroad Street Youth Project for the 2025 Culinary Arts Celebration at 52 Castle Street, Great Barrington. Saturday, May 17th, 2025, from 5:30 to 8:30.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions of the applicant?
Where is the venue exactly?
52 Castle Street in Great Barrington, the old freight yard.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well, you have all the tips and all that good stuff covered.
I got it.
And the question was, you have someone tip certified?
Yep, it's on our application.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we go to a driveway permit, which is applicant for a driveway permit at 7 Christie Road. And we have two tonight.
Hi, Mark G. Russo, representing Cornell Ladua.
Do we have any questions of the applicant? There are conditions that will be part of the motion.
I haven't put a shovel in the ground over there yet, and a question came up about how to control runoff into the street. So there'll be a trench drain, and, you know, we'll do a BMP where there's gonna be a leach pit or something of that nature. I don't know what the soil conditions.
So, and my assumption will be you also work with Joe Aberdale on what you're doing, so that, yeah.
All these conditions, you're fine with the conditions that they put forward. Sounds good.
I'm good.
Ben?
Yeah, as long as you're good with the conditions. I think.
I don't know if I got a copy of the condition.
Oh,
Good.
Let's just read it. You must comply with dig site laws.
Yeah.
Town driveway bylaws must be followed. Applicant must notify the highway superintendent 24 hours prior to the start. Driveway trench and SWR pit must be maintained and cleaned of all debris. Water may not discharge to the roadway street at any time. Police chief, if the driveway construction impacts the travel way, the applicant must discuss the need for a police detail with the police chief prior to discussion. And I think that's it.
Great, yeah. Do you have an extra copy? Or?
Yeah, you can have mine.
Okay.
Oh, you can have it now. It's fine. I've read it now.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the driveway permit for 7 Christie Road in Great Barrington.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions of it? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Next driveway permit. There we go. This is continued from December 4th of 2023. Application for a driveway permit at 10 to 13 Knob Hill Road. The right hand.
Thank you. My name again is Alex Glover. I represent Sam Lippin and Robin Sheeman in applying for this driveway permit. Sam's here with me today. I won't go through a lot of the background. I think at least some of this board was here and will remember, but this is a driveway permit being requested to access an unimproved lot on Knob Lane that is owned by Sam and Robin. And the lot came with a deeded easement across the David's property, which is on Knob Hill Lane, in order to access the unimproved property. Starting just very quickly, getting there are a lot of reasons why it's a bad idea to access the unimproved lot directly from Knob Lane. And Sam actually met Andrew Aberdale on site and went through both the separate sort of possibilities with him. That prospect would involve significantly more clearing. It would involve blasting. It is a much greater elevation change to the road, so there's bigger concerns about runoff. And the angle of the driveway would be likely to be less safe as it intersects the road. So the driveway application before you, again, is substantially the same as when we came last year. The delay, frankly, was got an engineer, lost an engineer, got a landscape designer, went to another firm, left that firm. So the final landscape design proposal, which is part of the application, is by EDM, landscape designer and design firm in Pittsfield.
It contains what I believe are answers to the questions that the board posed the last time we were here, which was looking for more detail about landscaping, planting, surface. I don't believe at the last meeting that the highway department had weighed in at that time. I don't have a specific memory, but I don't think they had. If the board would like more information about the details, Sam can take you through the plan. He has larger copies if you have any interest.
So have you seen the conditions?
I have not. Thank you.
You want to just read them, or
Yeah.
once she looks at them?
The application must follow all dig safe laws. The town driveway bylaws must be followed. The applicant must notify the highway superintendent 24 hours, 1 business day prior to the start of construction. I have walked the site of the with the applicant. This application technically creates 3 driveway entrances on a single property. The property of 10 Knob Hill Road. The proposed location of the driveway across the property of 10 Knob Hill via an easement provides a much better driveway option than going down the steep grade of 13 Knob Hill to the location of the lot's frontage. This option is a 3rd entrance on the property of 10. One can make a case that is necessary for EMS access to 13 Knob Lane to compare with the options, as compared with the options. Town planner approved, fire chief. If the driveway construction impacts travelway, applicant must inquire about a police detail. Police chief, yep. Fire chief approved. Conservative commission approved.
Are you okay with the condition?
Yes, thank you.
Does anyone want more detail other than what's in the packet?
I guess I would like to see the landscape design, because I don't remember seeing it.
I think it's the second exhibit to the application, but you probably got it in a smaller format.
You want it on screen?
Additional copies, yeah.
So this is the road.
Right.
Yeah,
And I know that some of the abutters were concerned about tree coverage coming down, so I just was curious.
Right, so none of the border plantings are impacted.
Yeah.
The only ones that are impacted are along the course of the driveway and, there are a couple of trees here that are, none of them are larger than 8-inch diameter trees. They're about 5 of them here, and then there are a couple over here in this section, which does, excuse me, this section, which is not a but, Mr. Carsland is another.
Yeah.
That's a question about the trees. Are they going to be sustainable? Is it something that's going to be dead in a year or 2 and have to replace it or?
Well, the trees along the proposed driveway route have to be removed and ground down.
Yes.
but the new trees, the screening.
The screening is the responsibility of the, you mean the additional planting?
Yes, yeah, is that,
The screening planting, are you referring to the screening plantings?
Am I a friend?
No, referring.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
To the existing ones or the ones that are planned?
The ones that are planned.
The ones that are planned are the responsibility of the neighbor, the agreement with the neighbor, which you can read, is that we have given them an allotment of money for those screening, but the responsibility to plant them and choose exactly what they want is, and maintain them is up to them.
I will say this, Mr. Gabriel, is that their home is right there. And the screening is at their request to sort of screen from the home. So I would make the assumption that they will be very closely watched because it's on the property of the people who benefit from it.
Makes sense.
So then, I'm good with that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then it's just a wording issue in the paperwork, but I want to make clear because The terminology of calling the, what I would call horseshoe driveway, one driveway is not. That's not really what it is, it's the amount of curb cuts that this town is limited, so. A horseshoe driveway, what I call half circular driveway, is still two curb cuts. So I understand the need for the third one. I mean, it services a different lot. And it probably is, from what the DPW is saying, saves, longevity of Nob Hill and the other roads, so I understand it there, but I want to make sure there's no confusion moving forward that this is setting any difference because of this circumstance is, unique in its way, so.
Understood.
I am saying this is a third curb cut. I understand that it's servicing a different property. So those are my thoughts behind that.
And we can try to address that both ways. There is a reference in the application to the board may consider it the third curb cut, so I understand.
Any other questions?
Have you talked to the neighbors on, not the ones that you've worked the deal with, but just the budding neighbors on the other side to make sure that they are comfortable with the amount of tree coverage, kind of make sure that.
There was correspondence with Mr. Fall.
Yes.
Where he'd asked about the trees, and he asked about the trees at the last.
Yeah.
Year ago.
I had correspondence with the abutter on, the other side of the property, and, he had made some requests about not having intrusive lighting, and we had agreed to all of his,
Okay.
conditions, and also, agreed to mark out the trees, and so I went and marked them all out with pink tape, and, he took a look at them. I offered to go look at them with him, but he was able to look at them on his own.
Okay.
They're marked.
Anyone else?
It's, so Eric, you mentioned that, this may qualify in your mind as more than two driveways. So you'll recall that at the May 2023 annual town meeting, there was a revision to the code that says, no more than two driveways shall normally be allowed. A third driveway may be permitted if it will result in a clear benefit to the town. Such benefit shall be identified as part of the written finding granting the permit and may include, in addition to other things, increased public safety.
Yeah.
Or reduced road maintenance.
So the EMS would be falling.
Public safety and the road maintenance both that you've heard described.
Sounds good, thank you.
Zero move.
I make a motion to approve the driveway at, 13 Nob Hill Road in Great Barrington,
Second. With condition.
with conditions as stated during the meeting.
Second,
Second, with conditions?
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Thank you
Thank
all
you very
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Next is, appointment to the cultural council. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to, approve the appointment to the Cultural Council of Amy Malloy.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Amy, you are appointed. Thank you.
Are you Amy? No. Are you Amy?
No, she's on.
Oh,
Citizen speak. Go ahead.
Good evening, Donna Jacobs, 260 Park Street, Great Barrington, and again, I've been asked to come and talk about water insecurity. And the very.
Just speak for yourself. You can't speak for anyone else.
Okay, I'm here again to talk about water
Perfect.
insecurity in this town. And the very serious insidious problems connected to this decades-old issue. The language is strong, and I'll ask everyone to listen as objectively, dispassionately as possible, because these are not accusations, these are facts. Great Barrington voters are being stonewalled. And we're being stonewalled by elected town officials. Elected officials who sit in executive session for years with nothing to show for it. A viable plan to resolving water insecurity in this town has not even been hinted at, despite having completed comprehensive studies of the system and its needs. I challenge anyone on the select board, past and present, to show me and other voters what has been accomplished and what is the aim at this point in time. Voter representation on the deciding body dealing with the water situation is instrumental to community engagement and cooperation. But there's another problem. Great Barrington voters are being bullied with threats of increased taxes to fund infrastructure and operation of the public water system. People are led to believe that we must shoulder the burden while federal and state funding has been passed on to communities as near to us as Blandford, who received $1 million in state aid last year for their water problems. Then there's a third problem. I believe this town suffers from a very poor self-esteem and the paralysis of negativity. The assertion by elected officials over the years that they have had no jurisdiction over a privately held public water delivery system was not only wrong, it conveyed impotence. Where, as it turned out, in fact, there was power, and we had had power all along to protect the health and welfare of town citizens by ensuring that our water was safe. Time is fast approaching when town voters will be asked to make a decision to acquire the Housatonic Waterworks and merge that with the Great Barrington Fire District PWS. How will anyone make an informed decision of this importance without sufficient information about the plan for getting it done? Will anyone vote in favor when financial security is threatened, when they've been bullied, with a tax hike as the only means for starting work on this project? The town is growing by leaps and bounds. Upgrades are everywhere. Affordable housing is under construction. Some of it is completed. Plans on the horizon for more. While this town grows, an age-old problem remains. While it's emboldening to see the Boston Globe has written about our distress here, there have been articles in the press since 1931 about this problem. So we've learned that articles in the press don't really get us anywhere. We're the only ones who are going to get us anywhere. Our drinking water is contaminated. Mains need replacement and filtration needs to be installed. Elected officials need to be leaders who can inspire voters to adopt viable solutions to our complex problems.
Your time's almost up, please wrap up.
I'm sorry?
Your time's almost up, please wrap up.
The time of passing the blame is worn out. People will no longer be satisfied with the reason we are drinking contaminated water because residents don't want to pay for upgrades to the system. It will be obvious if voters don't vote for the acquisition of the Housatonic Waterworks, it will be due to a lack of leadership and intelligent planning and misguidance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Eileen?
Hi, are you taking, are you writing anything about continuing the hybrid form of meetings? Because the deadline is March 31st.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. We haven't discussed it. We will do it at our next meeting on the 24th.
So you are going to request that hybrids continue?
As far as I'm concerned, we are, but that's up to all 4 board members. So we will put it on for the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think hybrid is really important. Come right up, buddy.
Hey, Claudia Shapiro,
Just you got to, because the microphone, please.
Claudia Shapiro, 70 Egmont Plain Road. I have a question, Garfield. Why did you recuse yourself from the Mahawi Street?
Because I have a personal relationship with some of the abutters, and I found it hard to.
Thanks for answering my question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else? Select board time. Yeah,
Nothing to me.
John, Dan?
No.
Ernie?
Nothing.
And media time. By unanimous consent, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.